Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Primetime Home Buyers, the Buyback Live. But we're going to get in because we actually have another live to do tonight, and we're going to be focusing on taxes related to trust. And that's pretty an in-depth, detailed review. So you guys get ready for that review. It's coming up, and that will be on the public platform for a short amount of time. I just want to give you a heads up, okay? So, welcome to Primetime Home Buyers Buyback Mondays. Why invest in tax lien Mondays? So today we're going to go into a little bit of education to get you introduced to the deed process, because we're always talking about the tax lien process. I want to move forward and introduce the deed process to you guys, which is pretty similar to the tax lien process, but there's different value um, of the property that you start at when you are bidding. Okay, it's just a little different, a little bit more investment, but we want to show you this, okay, because we will be releasing the full deed course at the end of November. So get ready, guys. So welcome to the Buyback Team. Tax liens and deeds, keys to the trade. If you purchase a tax deed OTC, the deed is in your possession. So if I say OTC, guys, what does that mean? Over the counter tax lien sales. Okay. They do offer deeds over the counter as well as at auctions. And I want you guys to know that you have an option. Tonight at 12 o'clock on the dot, we will be releasing the over the counter seminar for those who are interested, because I do believe that this is a real weak spot in the tax lien community. And there's people who want to invest, but passively. Okay. Just met a young lady the other day who said, "Hey, I went to the auction and they was just bidding so much that I just couldn't get in." So we want to teach you another way to enter the market more passively. So we'll be releasing that tonight at 12 o'clock. So it'll be 10:11 at 12 o'clock. So make sure to check the property out before buying a deed. Now, and you see how much I stress that when I say check the property out before buying a tax lien? Check the property out before buying a deed. It is very important because you're going to be in possession of that property as soon as the purchase is done. So you want to check the maps and tax assessors parcel map. The assessor's parcel maps are located on the assessor's office website page. We show you how to do that. You will need the street address or 14-digit parcel number in order to begin to bring the map up. You can locate the parcel number on the violation notice, tax bill, deed, or by calling. What is the parcel number? Let's start from the beginning. A parcel number will be an identifier that's used on a parcel map. So showing the subdivision of a land into parcels for sale and is recorded in the county's recorder's office. And this is how they track and record the actual parcels through the parcel number. So parcel maps typically contain fewer lots than track maps. So just know what maps you're looking for depending on your particular investment. How do I find parcel numbers on Google Earth? If you would like to include property lines in the Google Earth, first go to Google Earth, then property search page. They do have a page for that. Enter the parcel number or numbers. Click view on Google Earth button and proceed. Okay? You'll be able to see that. Now, when you get into the deed course, we're going to walk you through this. Parcel. A parcel number the same as a property ID? Some jurisdictions and offers refer to this number as an assessor parcel number, assessor identification number, or a furlough number, or a parcel ID number. All the names refer to the same ID number, so familiarize yourself with the terminology used by your local tax assessor's office. And as I told you, when you go into different states, they use different terminology. That's why we do have the dictionary available for you guys. What is a parcel owner? Is in real estate, a lot or a plot of is a tract or parcel of land owned or meant to be owned by some owner or owners. A lot is essentially considered a parcel of real property in some counties. Immovable properties, meaning they're going to stay the same, and that is what a parcel has to. That parcel never moves. Okay, you can put a mobile home on top of a parcel, but that parcel will be that parcel. Okay, how to get the legal description. So these are some of the things that we go over in the title section of the full course. And we also have the release of the title section that will be released this week. Where if you don't need anything but to learn how to do a soft title search, we're going to have that available for you at a reasonable price. Okay. Most likely it's going to be $74.99. Okay. And you're going to have at least 7 videos to teach you in detail how to do your own soft title search. Okay. So that's going to be another seminar that's going to be released by the Buyback team. So keep your eyes open for that. So a legal description describes a property, identifies the perimeters of the piece of property, and is critical. It is a critical component of selling contracts, deeds, and mortgages. That legal description has to be right. And as we talked about, you won't be able to transfer the title over or record it unless everything is correct. If you find a mistake on a deed, you are responsible to correct it. So please pray that they found everything before you invested. If not, you will be that responsible party, or you won't be able to transfer it into another person's name when you're ready to sell. Okay. These legal descriptions identify properties so that it may be conveyed, assessed, and taxed. For these reasons, it's important for property owners or prospective buyers to know how to find legal descriptions of the property. Now, another important aspect that we talk about and we bring up periodically and consistently uh, is the GIS map. The GIS map is another way of looking at your potential investment and cross examine it against different platforms such as Realtor Real websites, Google Maps, Google Earth, GIS map, and the tax assessor's parcel map. You want to be able to take all of these 5 different ways to look at the property and compare them to make sure that they are similar or the same. Most likely you want them the same. So, the GIS service, this is an online website that is a collection of computer hardware, software, and geographical data for capturing, managing, analyzing, and displaying all forms of geophysically physical reference information. Many times the county will have its GIS map on the tax assessor's website. So we showed you in earlier broadcasts how to kind of access the GIS map, and we're going to go into one particular broadcast that kind of dip into that to help you guys on your tax lien investment process or tax deed. So some GIS services, we want you to go onto these websites that we give you and practice. Look at them. If these websites host your actual state or a state you're interested in, we do advise you to take your time and go and play around with these different GIS maps because sometimes they're hard to navigate. And if you have any issues navigating the GIS map platform, we want you to consult us. We'll be able to help walk you through the process, help you locate some of your investment property for you if you're having any issues. So some GIS services is www.netronline.com or www.geodata.org. Take note of these two entities, and we highly suggest that you go there, play around with their website, enter some addresses, see what they how do you go about looking and using these so it can be easy for you when you're ready to actually pull up properties that you're potentially going to invest in. Finding a copy of your property deed. So we're giving you a short breakdown. I hope you guys are going to take some notes. A copy of your deed is kept at the local county recorder office or assessor's office where the land is located. To locate your county, Google, then enter the city, town, or zip code of where the land located in within the search engine. After identifying your county, because you want to know, put the address in to identify the county, use your preferred internet search engine to find the website for your county recorder's or assessor's office. This is the same way that you start going into the process of researching tax liens. You want to find these two entities. They're very important, the county recorder and the county tax assessor's office. You contact the agency, ask how you can get a copy of the property deed. If before, let's say before you call, please look at the frequent asked questions on the website because they may direct you to the information you most likely need. In some instances, the agency may direct you to its online searchable database. Okay. So it went by fast. I do apologize. So you can also request the deed in person. Request the deed in person if you cannot find a deed online. Then request it in person at the local recorder's office or assessor's office, wherever it's located. You may have to pay a fee in some states, some cities, large cities preferably. The cost could run from $2.25 to $4 per page for a certified copy if you need one. But if you're going online, you don't need a certified copy. You can literally just print out what you see because we showed you how to find the deed prior. In smaller towns, you may pay less. The first 500 page may be free. After that, you may pay 50 cents. We're just throwing some figures out there, but it should not cost a lot for you to actually do this initial research. Using the property tax statement, that's the bill, and you can go on a tax assessor's office to locate this. The legal description of the particular piece of property may also be located on the annual property tax statement, which is prepared by the city or the county tax assessor's office. Not all jurisdictions include the legal description of the property on the tax statement. So you want to just at least pay attention to the bills, the market value, the parcel number, owner information, the books and bonds number, these particular things, because you're going to need it for your research. Any descriptions can contain may not necessarily be the legal description, and that's at the tax assessor's office. On a deed, it's supposed to be the correct legal description. Clarify with your city or your county assessor's office that the description contained on the tax statement is the legal description of the property before relying on it to make an important transaction. Yes, guys, you remember what I told you. Parcel numbers outweighs the description because the parcel is immovable. It's been there for decades. The legal description may have been changed, descripted different as the time has changed, and may cause some type of discrepancy, as we told you with one of the properties that we have in Maryland. Okay? So read the deed. Look at the deed. The deed will often be captioned land deed, property deed, or warranty deed at the top. Find the legal description of the property, the date and the name of the property, the parties to the transactions, then the legal description. Look for the word legal description or just description, okay? This will tell you that you're seeing exactly what you need to look at. There are generally two types of legal descriptions. One will be a subdivision description. The second one is a Mets and bonds. And we're going to do a lot about Mets and bonds so you can understand the concept of Mets and bonds and how it applies to your realty location and what you can do with the property and much more. Looking at the tax deed. If the property is part of a subdivision, the description will name the subdivision and list the lot number. You can find the plat map for the subdivision at the same county's office that you found the deed, okay? The Mets and Bonds legal description will describe the property according to points of reference. Hint, hint. That's what the Mets and Bonds description does, such as landmarks. The Mets and Bonds description will typically begin by telling an observer where to start. Example, Lakewood at northeast corner of east half of section 1, township 8, or words to that effect or nature. Okay. And we're going to show you that in real time. Okay. If you find any attachments or appendix to the deed, you want to locate them and read them and see what they are. They can be mortgages, they can be other encumbrance. You just don't know, so look at them. Sometimes legal description is included as an attachment. You will be told this on the face of the deed under legal description. Typically, you will see language such as see attachment A or property described in exhibit A. The exhibit is attached to the deed. If you don't have the attachment, you likely did not get it at the recorder's office, so you didn't get the full. So you need to make sure if it say attachment, look for the attachment. You should return and ask someone to help you find the attachment. It's very important because you want to know what you're possibly getting into. Okay, so this was an intro to actual understanding deeds and deeds research. Now, I want to go into a little bit more information pertaining to deeds so you can understand the concept of how the deeds are actually before they become able to be sold to the investor, how it happens. Okay, so you want to start paying attention to entities such as the county commissioner, because they may be the entity that's over um, getting the deed process and getting as much information as possible when you're dealing with tax deeds. Okay, so let's say, let's go in. The property owner may repurchase the property up to 24 hours prior to the sale and pay the full amount of taxes, assessment, penalties, and interest due on the land at the time of the tax deed sale, plus the interest in the full amount rate, depending on the county's um, regulations and what the penalties and everything assessed just before the tax sale. So just know you may find a property just like you do in the tax lien sale on the list, but they get there that day and it's not there. So don't be too disappointed. Homeowners do have the right to redeem their property. So if the homeowner does not purchase their property prior to the sale, the county proceeds with selling the property or actually taking the property and putting it into the land bank that we told you some counties do to use it for other purposes. As we talked about, community purposes, uh, creating other government entity buildings that they may need. So you want to be aware of that as well, that some of these properties will be removed off the list because of those reasons as well. So if bids are not received for these, some county commissioners hold another auction within 6 months and may redetermine the sale price at that time. So you want to look and find out actually what Pacific counties do or states do as far as the deeds that's not sold over the counter, because you may get it for a fraction of the fair market value, because we do know that deeds are usually sold for a percentage of the fair market value depending on the Pacific state. And once we are done going over all of our tax lien states, we're going to move forward into our tax deed states with you guys so you can get a deep understanding of the tax deed process. So, as things go on, the list is becomes certified or solidified, and that is the properties that will be on the sale. And you, as an investor, have the right to go in and actually purchase these tax liens. I do apologize, tax deeds as is. And do know that some particular states, because it's a tax deed, you won't have to go through the foreclosure process, but you will have to go through a pseudo non-judicial process, because some of the states allow their homeowners an additional 30 days to try to redeem the property. So let's just keep that in mind. Now we know that there are different types of deeds, and we're going to talk about one type of deed right now, and this is pertaining to people who have mortgages on their home. These type of deeds are known as deeds of trust. So basically, it's the trustee, trustor, and the beneficiary. The trustee is actually the corporation or the bank who has. Hold on one second. I hold on. Third party under the deed of trust the property until yes, the trustee. I do apologize. I had to make sure I had my stuff together. The trustee is actually the bank in this aspect, where the trustee will hold the title to the property until the trustor, which is you, if you have a mortgage, is able to pay off the loan. This is why the foreclosure process is pretty like simple when it comes to homes that has mortgages, because called a non-judicial process that most lenders go through, because they already secure the assets, which is the property, through a deed of trust. Okay, so you want to look, when you're looking at the deed, as we just described, what type of deed you're looking at. And as we went back, we said it was, let's just go back. I'm not going to flash back through the PowerPoint, but when you're looking under these different types of description, you want to see if it's a deed of trust. You want to see if it is a deed of, hold on one second. Oh, I just pulled the wrong thing up. I started pulling up my trust document. But you want to make sure what type of deed you're looking at, and you want to identify if the information on that particular deed is correct. Okay, so we're going to go a little bit more into details into different types of deeds and how to look at the legal description and what they are supposed to say. So it's going to be different types of deeds you may find, which may be, like we said, a deed of trust, a land deed, a property deed, or you may see in some instance a warranty deed. Okay, so I want you to take your time and go and start researching this information so you can make yourself well rounded, because eventually, even if you foreclose or move forward with the tax lien, you need to understand about how to get the deed recorded, if the deed is correct, if you're going to have to get some corrections made on this particular instrument because it wasn't noticed yet. Okay, so that is some of the risks that you do face when investing in tax liens and or deeds. The fact that there can be errors on these instruments, and you may be the person that just has to correct it. It may not cost $1 million, but it's still something you want to keep in mind if you're really interested in the property and you see an error on the document. Okay, so this was an intro to tax liens and deeds, where we gave you a brief breakdown of some concepts to understand about the deed process, about looking for an actual deed online. We gave you step by step. But once you are part of the buyback team and join the deed course, we're going to show you verbatim how to do this search online while providing PowerPoints for you as well. We have a lot of information to share with you guys, a wealth of knowledge, and we are grateful that you are part of the buyback team and you're tuning in. So if you miss any part of this broadcast, take your time, press rewind, and take your notes. Because as I state, some of the broadcasts that we do put out in the public platform are slowly moved off the public platform to be only available for the buyback team via the buyback team website. So I want you guys to have a great and amazing night. We're going to be coming back live in the next half an hour to 45 minutes, and we're going to be going into trust and taxes. If you understand, we're talking about I'm saying assets protection instruments, and how you can use them to secure your investments, as well as procure some tax benefits. But today we're going to get into the nitty gritty about taxes and trust because there's a lot of misconceptions about having a trust account and how it can't be touched and how it can't be taxed. And we just want to clarify a lot of that information for people. So we'll be coming back at 9:30 with a full trust seminar focused on taxes. If you miss any of the trust seminars, we do have them available in the Facebook group and page. There's portions of the trust seminar. Right now, we're about at section 11. We have three more sections to finish about trust so you can have a well rounded idea of trust instrument. Is it good for you? Do you want to house your assets in the trust to transfer that to your family? And how will it benefit you in any capacity? Okay. So I want to say thank you for being with Lashley today. Thank you for taking your time being with us on this amazing Monday. And if you do miss the trust seminar and that's not your forte, we'll see you on Henson Tips Friday, where we'll be going into how to invest in South Carolina tax lien sale. Have a great night.